do get a lot of stuff there.
What'd you say?
The curtain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they just had an arrangement here, so maybe somebody's coming in on the secretary there. Good morning. Call this commissioner meeting to order on April 13th, 2015. Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public
No
com-
public today?
Is that you?
No public today? Huh.
Any comments? Public comment in Montana Minute. Thank you. If not, we'll move on to
Well, we do. Just want to give the public an ample chance. I would like to repeat my request that we put back on the agenda Commissioner's Community Update. Again, I think it's important that when we have community meetings, one of us attends, it's important to update the rest of the commission on what happened and what's going on with other boards, groups, meetings, etc. For Montana Minute, this week is National Public Safety Communications Week, and it's in recognition of the unique breed of specialists who play a vital role in the delivery of public safety services to those in need. More than just a voice on the other end of the line, these heroes behind the headphones often save lives on a daily basis. Our dispatch staff, in addition to handling our calls and calls from our public, also field calls for state troopers, commercial vehicles, enforcement officers, Montana Department of Fish and Wildlife Conservation officers, and all other emergency services, including EMTs. So I just want to say huge thanks to our dispatch staff in the Broadwater County Sheriff's Office. And this was brought to us by the Broadwater Health Center.
Pardon me. For Montana Minute, the golf team did very, very well again, I have to say. I haven't seen what the track team did, but the golf team did very well. So hats off to Broadwater Bulldogs in all sports. And then, I have a question, and I don't know if you guys can answer. When I read what the actual ballot is gonna say, I have a question what they really mean. It says the duration limit of the levy is permanent once approved by the voters, assuming that district levies that amount at least once in the next 5 years. That is confusing to me for some reason.
There's an error on the ballot, and I don't know if you.
This is from the school.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm not sure what that language means, what that
Because
assuming thing. Yeah,
yes, it's a permanent ballot, a permanent levy, but I guess I don't understand.
Yeah. I think I would contact them at the school and find out
Yeah.
what they mean.
Yeah, and they should be put out
Because-
to the public, so a clarification.
Maybe I'm just dense, but it just didn't make sense to me.
Don't they meet in Winston today? Or something?
Tonight, the big bowl, yeah.
And then Townsend, I don't know when they're coming to town.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. That would be something, if you brought them to their attention so they can address it in Winston and then here.
Well, because this is on their flyer thing that they hand out. Surely I'm not the only dense one that doesn't understand,
Right?
you know?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Bring it up so they can address it and clear it up for everybody.
Yeah. And I attended the exit conference on the audit, as did the other two,
Right.
so
And we got a good audit.
we got a very
Clean
good
audit.
audit. Yeah. Very good. That's all.
Right. I do have some commissioner community updates too. I wanted it to be made clear that even though one of us, I was asked to participate in the extension interviews, the decision on who Broadwater County's extension agent will be is up to MSU Extension, not to Broadwater County. It's a position that is about 60% funded by MSU Extension, but I do think it was gracious of them to take in our input and allow us to be a part of the process. The previous two interviews, the phone interviews and weeding through the applications, was done with strictly extension agents from the region, no one from Broadwater County. So we did have those interviews last week. Hopefully we'll have some notice as to their decision soon. And then I did attend the exit audit interview. I thought that went very well. We talked about some different options and things we can do, but we did get a good audit report. And then I did meet John Semple on mosquito. We'll talk about that later today.
Okay, there's nothing else. I wrote some minutes here. We got,
Move to-
this is the one where the BOR was here on the 26th. It's were sent out. Got a motion for those.
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
Okay, move second, approve the minutes of March 26th. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Commissioner meeting on April 6, 2015, is there any additions or corrections to it?
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
I want to have an addition. I just, like on there, it says that I reported that the central corridor's been done, beside on the Toscan Bridge, and that I attended the meeting with MDT in Helena.
All right, I can have that.
Okay.
I guess you did say that, but, I would like, I guess two things. One is, Franklin, I think you need to show the respect to Ann and the rest of this commission to make those edit suggestions before the meeting. And two, both MDT and Morrison Merrily said that you weren't there for more than 5 minutes. So I think it's dishonest to put in the minutes that you were there, but that's your moral compass, and that's just a comment from me. I won't challenge that.
There was quite a while when I talked to someone, I had to get to Belgrade for another appointment. So, because I'd called ahead of time and talked to, if I could be on the agenda first and everything, and he agreed. So that's why I was able to get out of there. Okay,
Yes, moved and seconded.
it had been moved in second, okay, with the addition that I attended
Yes.
the meeting in MDT, and then the other is, on April 8th, the audit.
Move to approve.
Shouldn't we do them, we haven't had a vote on the
Yeah,
other minutes yet. You're adding them both together to them?
no,
You can't do that.
We
We already
already
have a
did.
motion on the floor.
we had
We
the
didn't
first
vote on
one.
it
We
though.
haven't voted, Franklin.
Because I says, with the addition of, okay, I'm sorry about that, if I, all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
motion passed. And then on April 8th, meeting with Ken Downing, audit review,
I'll move to approve.
Second.
move and second to approve the audit review, all in favor,
Aye.
motion passed.
I'm not hearing you voting, Franklin. I'd like to officially request to hear you vote.
I passed it down already.
Thank you.
Kind of sign this from Michelle. Oh, I guess Laura did sign it.
Yeah.
Okay. With the claims and then. And here's another rubber recorder, you can see, Jim. Okay. We have a claim here, approved claims of $40,278.53.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims in the amount of $40,278.53.
Second.
Moved and second, we pay claims in the amount of $40,278.53. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. This is, because it's coming out of Pelton's for the water sewer garbage ambulance billing, an amount of $64.80.
I'll move to approve the payment of the city bill for the ambulance building from Pelt. $64.80.
I put a note there so that the auditors, when they,
Is what?
I put a note there so the auditors will know that it came up in meeting and we passed it.
Oh, okay. Did you want it seconded?
I did.
Okay. Oh, I didn't hear you on
Yeah.
that. Moved second. Pay it out, bill for the $64 ambulance services, billing services. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, Ryan Holm.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. How are you guys this morning?
Good.
Ryan.
I feel fine, I just,
As far as the solid waste department's going, we're in pretty decent shape this morning.
Busy weekend?
They're picking up. They're picking up. It was nice, we had a little shady weather on Saturday, so it wasn't too busy for us. People were getting their spring cleaning done. We've had a few canisters out for large projects. For rental, we just demolished a building over here on Friday. That came to us from the hospital. I think that was 6 or 7 canisters for the construction.
Gracious.
Um,
What building was this?
The house just across the street from the hospital there.
Okay,
I think Glad Word,
I think so.
The one they just bought. Here, not too long.
I guess they're gonna put a parking lot there. The only other thing that I had to talk about was just how we're looking on our budget for the year. I'd had Tammy run me some reports last week. Expense-wise, we're in pretty good shape. We've got a couple of accounts that are pretty well depleted, but I've got others that haven't spent anything out of it all. So the big picture, we're looking at We are about, well, we're 3/4 of the way through the year, and I have 43% of my budget remaining. So
Good job.
we're in good shape, whether that's good management or just lucky. I'll take it either way. But it brings up a couple of things. At some point, I need to look at replacing some equipment. Our loader is old, it's been repaired, we spent a lot of money getting it repaired. I'd like to get a little use out of it before we replace it, but I've been looking around at used equipment auctions, that kind of thing, that I think we can find a pretty decent replacement loader for not a whole lot of money.
How old is that?
40 years old. It's a 1974 vintage loader.
40
Yeah.
years old. I thought you said 4.
It's been around a while. Getting a new loader would be night and day difference. The one we have is loud, noisy. It's served its purpose. It's done a good job for us, but it does burn a lot of fuel. I think if we bought a newer one, we would see remarkable savings on that side of things. But it's just finding the right one for the price is what we're looking. And haven't made any deals with anybody on anything, just keep my eyes open looking, seeing how they're going at auction, that kind of thing, just to kind of get in the process of buying one. With the downturn in North Dakota, there's quite a few coming open. There's a lot more on the market than there used to be. So finding the one that will fit our needs is going to be the trick. There's a lot of big ones out there that we don't need. The smaller size, 930 size loaders, they're a little harder to find, but they're out there. We'll just have to do
Be
some work.
patient, huh?
Yeah. Our excavator is running pretty well. We had some issues with it overheating, but we blew the radiator out pretty good. That seemed to correct that. I do have a new water pump for it because that was the next thing on the list that we wanted to replace. And that will be pretty much a complete rebuild of that motor once we put that water pump on within the last year and a half. So it should operate for us for quite a while yet. Truck-wise, we're running pretty good. Our canister truck is getting some miles on it. We've got about, between 200,000 and 300,000 miles on it already. And it's the newest truck we have, so, but it's our daily use truck, so.
When was that engine rehauled, or was it?
We've never overhauled the engine. The engine it's a good engine in there. It's a Mercedes engine. It runs well. The truck's still doing what we want it to do. As long as we maintain the fluid levels in it, it runs well. And we get the oil changed in that pretty regular. As far as the mechanical operation of the truck, everything's running well. We've had some frame breaks on the lift that we've had to have welded up. But that's normal wear and tear on those things, that happens. But at some point, we'll probably have to look at getting a different one of those too. They don't last forever, especially when you use them every day. But hopefully, with the way things are going, we'll have some money around to take care of that kind of stuff. So.
What have you got for replacement if that goes down?
What we have is an agreement with the landfill that if we have a problem with our truck, they will loan us one to use. So we don't have a replacement truck. We just have an agreement with the landfill that they will provide us one if we need it. And it works pretty good.
Good.
We've had to borrow a truck from them a couple of times when our big truck, our semi was down, and we just hauled direct to the landfill with canisters. Steve would haul them into the yard in town, and I would haul from the yard in town to the landfill. So it kept things running, but just a little slower. Recycle-wise, they're bailing up our metal pile, they'll finish that up today. The price of scrap metal finally came up a little bit, so we could say, yeah, go ahead and do it. They guaranteed us $80 a ton. Last year, we got $160 a ton. So metal prices are terrible. All recycle markets are terrible. The last time it stems from a longshoremen's union strike on the coast. They weren't unloading any ships, they weren't loading any ships, so nothing moved. The steel mills in this country had a huge backlog of inventory to get rid of, so the price was down. It's starting to move a little bit now. A month ago, they guaranteed me $60 a ton. This year, or this month, it was $80 a ton, so it's coming up a little bit. We decided to go ahead and do it. He says, if I can get you more, I will. He says, I'll guarantee you $80 a ton. So I said, let's go ahead and do it. Said we should be finishing that up today. Cardboard, the last time I called for cardboard pricing, they said, oh, we can give you about $5 a ton. I said, well, we can store it for that. So
It's terrible.
we're collecting cardboard bales as we speak. Hopefully the price will come up a little bit more during the summer and we can get some money out of it. But things are starting to move. I've had contractors call up and say, do you have any cardboard? But the cardboard they're looking for doesn't match what we generate. There's different specs on it as to how clean it is, how dry it is, how wet it is, that kind of stuff. And ours is pretty well mixed, so it has to go as kind of the cheaper of the lot. But once they get their inventories cleared up, and things start moving in, the price will come back. It's a commodity market. It goes up and it goes down, and if you're gonna be in that game, you have to play the markets. It's kind of another aspect of the job that it's kind of fun to play with, you know,
Good.
to watch it and say, oh, well, you know, are we gonna make any money or not? But plastic wise, we hauled a load of plastic down to Belgrade a few weeks ago, and I don't know if we'll get any money out of that or not. If I don't get a bill for it, I'll be happy, because plastic is not moving at all. It's just, there's no money in the commodity right now, so we're still plugging away on it, trying to come up with different things to do to make it a little easier for us. But it's all part of the game. Still, even if we don't get any money for it, it's better than hauling it to the landfill. At least we don't have to pay to get rid of it that way. So,
So it saves us a little money.
saves a little. But other than that, that's about all I have. Solid Waste Board is, we've approved some language to go on the tax bills for the mobile homes, will go out by the end of this month. That says we've added a unit of solid waste to all mobile homes in the district. If you think you're being double billed, call me, and we'll sort it out and figure out where it needs to be. I think that's gonna help. We're still working on a way to bring in new construction a little quicker. That is the huge glitch in the whole system. And somebody hasn't told me the whole truth, because I've looked on the tax rolls for houses that have just been built in the last few months, and they're being charged solid waste fees. I didn't tell anybody to charge any solid waste fees. So at some point, somebody makes a decision to put them on there. And I don't know. You know, Department of Revenue is saying it's not their job, they don't do that, that it's my job to do that, but the actual, what's actually happening is somebody is making that decision somewhere, and I don't know. You know, if they want me to show them the properties that it's been done on, I can. You know, I have it well enough figured out that, you know, this house was just being constructed in the last few months, and it's got solid waste fees on it. I didn't tell anybody to put solid waste fees on it. So,
Oh,
you know,
interesting.
at some point, somebody's making that decision, but nobody's fessing up to it. And I don't know. The only thing I can do is correct what I find that's wrong, and that's what we need to do. So, it's a continuous process.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, and if revenue does it, I don't mind that. I just need to know if they're gonna do that, they need to do that. If not, have me do it. But one way or the other.
Right, right.
On the revenue side of things, on the budget, we're looking okay. I think we'll be fine with, you know, we won't get quite as much out of our recycled material as we did last year, but I didn't budget it that high. I think I budgeted at $60 a ton, so we'll look okay there. And I'm still getting used to the new computer system as far as reporting, how that looks and comes out. It's different than what we used to see, so it's just figuring out the process. And until we're into it a full year, I don't know what that process looks like, so. But Tammy's been good about getting me reports when I want them. I'd like to see them on a regular basis, but
You
I'll
know
take
what,
what I can
Brian?
get for now.
You can get onto Black Mountain yourself. You can have a read-only, and then you can check it whenever you want, and it is updated daily. So
I
that's
asked
how it
the,
works for you.
I asked Tammy that question,
Mhm.
and she said I can't. So,
Oh, okay.
I know I can for the tax side of things.
Mhm.
Doug has allowed me to do that on the tax side, but I haven't been able to do it on the budget side.
Okay. Debbie would be the one to sit you up. If you see her today, you might just ask her if she could
Okay,
do that for you.
all right? Anything else?
Yeah, I had a call here a while back, when it was real hard windy days, they said that the fence is blowing over at the Tossin dumpster site. Well, I went over, I thought maybe one of them big poles, but they had, what it is, that netting is coming loose. And you really don't notice it unless there's a wind, and it's gonna have to be stapled back up on those poles.
I've had Brent out working on some of that stuff. It's a common thing at our sites. You know, whether it's deer fencing, I think the deer can break right through it. You know, it's plastic, so it gets old and brittle, and we just go out and.
Is it a plat, or is it, I always saw it just a netting, but to me, it's like a wire with a little coating on it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a little wire in there, but it breaks pretty easily. And we just go out and lace it up with twine or
Yeah.
wire ties
And
or
some of
something.
it, evidently, it broke out the staples on some of them poles. but-
And we have people that have hit the fence. You know, they go in there thinking it's a NASCAR track or whatever and hit into the poles and break the fence down, and we have to fix it. It's, if people would just do what
Play
they need
nice,
to
huh?
do, you know, and take care of things that aren't theirs, we'd be in good shape. But that doesn't happen.
And at one time, the fence got broke here, that woman, well, it's been a while back now, I forget, her battery went dead on her, so she was gonna give it a little push to the start. Well, it had run over her and went down and went through the fence that time, this several years ago. I don't know if any vandalism going through it.
We've
That
seen,
one anyway.
we've seen some, and we fix it as we go, and when Brent has time, he'll get out and take care of it. And, if you notice, he's got a 12-foot ladder on the back of his truck, so we get to it as time permits. But hopefully we don't have too much trash blowing around to cause a problem, so. Spend a lot of time making sure that doesn't happen, so.
With all the heavy wind we've had lately, are you having trouble with that?
The biggest problem we have with the hard winds is it catches the lids on the canisters and flops them over. That can be kind of tricky getting them back. It's not too bad in town because we've got a backhoe to deal with, but out at the rural sites, it can be kind of tricky. And we take care of it. We reuse the hook truck, or Brent's got a way of doing it where he kind of treats it like a bow and arrow. It works.
Don't ask, huh?
You don't wanna be standing up there when it happens. But, yeah, it's just the stuff we have to deal with on a regular basis, so.
And is he working out well for you?
Yeah, yeah, he's a nice guy to have around, because he can fix things and he can build things, and he's a pretty good mechanic.
Good.
So he's saved our bacon on a few occasions there, so,
Very good.
and he gets along with anybody, so it works well. We did have a community service worker for the last month or so, working off some hours. That came in nice, and trained them how to do our plastic shit for us. So they took care of that while freed Brent up to do some other things. And, we've, on the cardboard side, we've got those trailers that we had out at Tosted and Drydock, or at Raidersburg. We've put one out at Watson Irrigation, because when they get the new pivots in, they generate a lot of cardboard. And Rocky Mountain Supply would like one too. So,
Nice.
you know, we're working with those guys to get trailers there to take care of their cardboard, so they don't have to worry about hauling it down there themselves, and give them a place to collect it. Hopefully we'll get a little more cardboard that way. There are some other businesses in the county that are interested in that as well. What limits us right now is we don't have the trailers to give them. But as time goes on, we'll find them and make it work, so.
How big a trailer do you need?
A good size is about a 12 to 15 foot. If you get longer than that, they're hard to maneuver and put in place. So if you got one you want to donate, we'd be more than happy to take it.
Gotcha. But I'll keep it in mind.
Okay? Any other questions?
That's all for me. Just that wire.
Do good work, keep it up.
And it's, we've had a few people come to us wanting compost for the spring. Thinking of ways to try to clean that up, get the junk out of it, because we've had complaints of people, you know, I don't know why they're complaining, you get it for free. It does have a lot of garbage in it, you know, pop bottles and that kind of thing, that people just throw in the can that we don't see or pull out, and they start sorting it out, it gets a little, and big chunks of wood and that kind of thing. I've got some ideas on how to try to clean that up too. We'll just take time to get it set down. It's available for people who want it,
So how do you mix it? You,
with a 930 cat loader.
okay?
One bucket at a time. And it works pretty good. It isn't real great compost, but it works well for tilling into your garden, and you get the benefit of it a year down the road. You know, you don't see it right away, but once it has some time to get some moisture in it and finish composting, then it works pretty well.
We have a lot of rocky soils, that's a nice service.
Yes, we have a guy out off of Enlow Drive that has built his garden out of it. And he's very appreciative of it. He brings us produce once in a while to show us how well his garden's doing.
Nice.
That's nice of him.
It's, and he's wanting more, so we're happy. Anything else?
Oh,
Then I will be on my way.
Okay.
thank you,
Thanks.
Brian.
Okay.
Building project, search and rescue, new station, 4-H weed, open base for electric plumbing. Mike Myers.
Good morning, sir.
How are you guys today?
Good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, here's the plans of the module, the revised. I think I gave you one.
You did, yep.
These are the bids that came in for the modular. We changed the floor plan a little bit to make it more suitable to come in from the outside of the bathroom, so that people aren't tracking in all the way through.
Makes sense.
basically still the same. But here's all the bids that were sent to me. All sealed envelopes and everything, so most of them.
Get out your pocket knife.
Here we got 3 electricians, 2 different concrete, 3 buildings, a couple different plumbers.
Are these all the same here for these?
No, they're all different ones all the way through. Some people tried to hand them to me and I handed them envelopes and seal them. I don't even remember which one's which.
Okay, well, we just go through them and put them in the order they come out in. From H&D Plumbing and Heating out of Helena. A total bid of $18,033.38.
Keep in mind too,
Now
some of
that's
these,
heat.
Plumbing and heating.
yeah, some of these are broken down in different aspects of the project, so there's gonna be, I need to go through them and, cause some of them I know are bidding for they bid on the PEX, which I was gonna install, and some of them bid on the plumbing, some of them bid on the concrete and the water line and the sewer, you know, so it's really kind of all over the place. Some of the contractors, and they broke it all down in their different parts of their contract.
What I'm doing, I just put this as from H&D, I put in,
Okay.
and I put it in that envelope so we'll know which it is. And
Because I know H&D is working with, Hard Rock. They're the installer, H&D is the installer for Hard Rock. Hard Rock's would do all the excavation for the underground sewer, water, and, that would be their installer for their plumbing.
Paul Kruger Construction, Broadwater Vehicle Building, this must be, okay, the 60 by 100 building. Okay, and it is a total bid of $165,146.
Say that again, please.
$165,146.25. I don't know why they always have cents on them.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I didn't hear who it was from.
Okay, it's Paul Kroger, Kroeger.
Okay.
Doesn't say, is he out of Helena, do you know?
No, he's here,
Oh, is he?
yeah. That's a stick frame.
I'm not putting any price on, you're putting, you know who it is when you start to go.
You know, I'll have to separate them.
Yeah. Especially where they're doing different things, and not going through breaking those down.
Yeah, that's fine. They're all, they all want to bid different things. Might as well.
Okay, Tri-County Mechanical and Electrical Incorporated. This is the water, see. Okay, it excludes electric service apparently, working before within. Anyway, this is $135,300.
They're your water and sewer.
Yes, 6-inch ductile iron water main. Where'd they come up with the water main for? That they have to have 6-inch?
The city, Tim talked to Sean and he wants 6-inch, a loop, 6-inch going from all the way from over by the Perry Building, coming all the way around and go tying to the 4-inch that goes out through the transfer area
Why?
for water quality.
Yeah, they don't want a dead end, they want a loop system,
Yeah.
unless, I can, well, I'm
That was one of their things, because of the water, water fill and water quality. Water fill for the weed and mosquito department, and then also the water quality. They wanted a 6-inch line to go all the way around. Long run,
Oh, yeah, and,
it's like about 1,000 feet. But
I
that's what-
think that's, anyway, that's my own idea, but, because there's not that much water used, wheat doesn't use much water.
That's
Anyway,
city requirements.
Okay, that's Tri-County's already written on that. Oh, Tri-County can approve the agreement and material necessary for this project will not be able to break ground until July 13th.
A lot of people are booked out. It was so late.
Okay, Hard Rock Construction, Townsend. Okay, it's
Is that hard rock or rock hard?
rock hard, okay. A slab 60 by 100 by 6 inch, slab 36 by 64 by 6 inch. This bid includes pour and finish material and rebar. Oh, 5/8 rebar, cement, and saw cut for control joints. A bid of $49,500. Rocker here.
Where are they from?
Here.
They're here. Kind of push pull there, I think I found them. From. Montana Post and Pole, okay, $112,551.
Say that again, please.
$112,551. And they got a list here of the material package. That'd be just strictly the frame building.
Not through that.
Southeast Town, but I don't know.
I think it's H&H.
Could be. Okay, this is for the 60 by 100 post frame building. This is $89,995. Includes engineer's set of building plans and their costs along with any design changes from engineers. Submit plans for state building permits and its cost. All wages will be prevailing wage scale.
And what was the total again, please?
$89,995.
And who was it from?
H&H Custom Building out of East Helena. Some other, either for comparison deal, but
Never fit back like it. It's okay.
yeah, I like that. from Meyer Electric. Okay. This is the storage building. I propose to furnish the materials and perform the labor necessary for the completion of electrical on storage building hookup office building. Electrical to meet 2014 NEC electrical codes and be wired as per plans. All box devices associated with wiring included. Items included but not limited to. I guess I'll read this off. There. No light fixtures, no service wire included, no mini breaker included, RA service, no digging or trenching included, none of the others, no fan bedding. All work is guaranteed.
Is that on the office building?
No,
Storage building.
sorry, that's a generic, that backlist, Franklin on the backside there.
Oh, okay. Why don't you say what you want? Was there some question you had, or?
No, the front of that's my standard proposal. It's normal house proposal, so it says no light fixtures included.
Oh, okay.
But that second sheet back there's got everything, items included but not limited to.
Okay.
Okay. The bid is $11,920. In other words, it's got two different goes on it then.
What's that?
If you use one type of wire material and then another one, is that right?
No, that little piece there on the front page here, this is standard on all my proposals. Most of it's houses. So this does include light fixtures. It does include the service wire, so that can be scratched out. That's scratched out. So that back sheet there, it's got the light fixtures in it.
Okay.
For an F service, permanent pole, underground wire for building.
Digging for it, okay.
Got temporary service there too?
Yep, yep.
This is Light Electric. Proposal from Light Electric, this would be on the storage building, the training office. Okay, storage, they got different things broke down here. The storage building is total of 7883. Training office, the total is 11,632. Something I don't quite understand there. You got additional time and material.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just have to be all through it all.
Jane, thanks. How much was Meyer Electric again?
11,910,
Yes,
Light Electric. One is 7883. That's for storage, and then 11,632 for the training office.
Okay, it's Townsend Electric, the storage building, 60 by 100, and modular. $444. I guess that's for both this, we go through this again here. Storage building, 6,500, and the modular, okay. It just includes some of their materials and different things on that. And there's a county drawing, okay, anyway, that's, $8,444. This is from Hard Rock.
I thought we had one already.
You get rock hard, the concrete.
Oh, okay. This is just reverse.
I know.
Okay, this is,
Me too.
contact service for vehicle and training offices.
And I think they're all the underground sewer and water fill station, and I think they even have concrete on them.
Okay, here for the water main installed is $42,681. The sewer service installed, $9,300. The fill station is $22,345. And the concrete slabs for the buildings. This is apparently both of them. The total, $140,110. The total bid for all this is $214,436. Oh, and this is for their bid bond and all that.
Oh, we got a nice selection.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to sort out. I had calls from contractors saying it was too hard to bid, the way, for the specs, nothing actually states standards of any kind is that right? You're shaking your head, when you, so, I don't know, it's a mixed bag there.
I don't know, these guys didn't seem to have a problem, so they called Sean, and it was pretty simple for them.
I would suggest that Mike take these and review them and report back to us next week.
Well, yeah, you can go ahead and break it down.
He's the one with the
Because
experience.
well, it's gonna take quite a bit of time to figure that out, because they're bidding different things, and I don't know, we're gonna have to check on those specs and the equipment. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a challenge to actually get it figured out for each bid.
All right, I'm up for the challenge.
Sorry to do that.
It's okay.
You're the one with the experience.
It's okay. No big deal. I'll see you guys next week then.
All right, the one thing that we should talk about here in the near future, since we're going into budget season, is what is the financial package look like for search and rescue, weed, mosquito, extension? Because they're gonna be the ones paying this bill. How much are they paying? What's the justification? That kind of thing. So we should get together with that.
Well, we need a final figure, because we've never got a final thing yet. As we're borrowing the money and what's taking place, I mean, there's so much up in the air that I don't know how it can be proceeded, or the county's gonna get in trouble.
We'll have one for you next week. Good.
Good job.
Thanks, Mike.
Do you have any comments from you people out there?
Good.
Thank
You're just laughing, huh?
So you don't even want to talk about the financing yet?
What's that?
You don't even want to talk about the financing of this project in the near future?
I think not until
Well, yeah,
Mike
we
gets back.
gotta have some figures, we gotta, I mean, there's so much up in the air on this thing that,
There's nothing up in the air.
from what,
I don't know what you're
contractors
saying.
have talked to me about, and taxpayers, I mean, I've had a lot of calls that, they're unhappy with, but anyway, they'll, I don't know.
So we won't discuss it anymore now, we'll just discuss it in the future. Is that what we're hearing?
Do what?
You don't want to discuss it at all as far as putting together a time to talk about a financial package?
We have nothing to put together yet.
We do, but, okay, that's fine, we can table that.
And another thing, at that total price, from what I understand, this is piecemeal. And, according to different ones that told me, that's why the county can't do it that way. But we'll find out.
We've got
It's,
approval by the county attorney, we've got approval by the county engineer, so don't say the county can't do something, Franklin, unless you can explain what you're saying.
Well, we'll wait for that. I haven't even, discussion on mosquito larvicide. You talked with a person the other day.
Yep, there's information.
Thank you,
gentlemen.
fellas.
Thank you, guys.
There's information in the mail, Franklin, that you need to pull out. I did talk to John Semple, Thursday, and I did call, Elsie, the rest of the board members. We, have an interested gentleman as well, but he couldn't get out of work today, so what we need to discuss is when you guys generally meet, what's the time that works. Again, Franklin, if you would please pull out the maps I put together for you and Elaine, in the mail.
During the mail.
What we
Come on
have.
up, Elsie. Come on up.
What we have is a larvicide report from last year. It's very small. That is one of the things that we need to look at. There's also a map of the spraying area. This is what John has already been contracted to spray aerial in the past. And then there's a larvicide survey map as well. You go out and see. Sharon, do you want copies of each of these as well? So each one's simple, maybe just for you guys. And if you'd like a set, you're more than welcome to them. So basically, John is lobbying with the legislature, so he's not available to come today to talk to us about this. You guys ready yet?
No, we're still gathering.
Put it in the mail, so if you will, organized.
I know that is.
So the larviciding, a little bit of background. John Semple has been a contractor with Broadwater County for years. He works with a lot of other counties. It does not look like, and I don't think I'm telling any tales I shouldn't, but it does not look like we are gonna have a mosquito coordinator for Broadwater County this year, period. If we do get one, it'll be later. If we wait until too much later, we're gonna get caught with our pants down and not able to address the larviciding we need to do early in the season to keep the adults from piling up like what happened last year. John Semple said he would be happy to contract with us for the whole thing.
The whole
This
thing?
year. Mhm. He has the licensure that's required. He can hire his own sprayers under that license, and he can also have other people do the aerial with him if need be. So I think that's something we should look at. I sent him our budget. I also printed off some extra copies of the mosquito budget, Elsie, you're well aware of this, but, there was $59,000 of surplus funds last year. That, smart budgeting, or not using the funds.
What's this, Miss John's last name?
Semple, S-E-M-P-L-E.
S-E-M-P-L-E.
So there's the budget for you, but I think we should look at contracting with him so that we can get started early. And the reason that he gave me the larvicide schedule, which is the one with all the really small numbers, is you can see how many dips and testing and surveys that they did. One last year. I think we got kind of behind for whatever reason. BOR and FWP have said in the past that they're willing to give more money to our mosquito control if they can get reports on the larviciding. We've had a struggle every single year getting those reports. John said he could get those reports to FWP and BOR early so that we could secure another $16,000 in the larvicide treatments.
I think this is a no-brainer. I'm
I
sorry.
do too.
I think so too.
I think this is a great opportunity. And you look at those other counties and you see all kinds of surveys.
Look at
Broadmoor,
Cascade,
there's
you
one.
know,
Yeah,
Lewis and Clark, lots. And then there's us.
yeah. So, the other thing is that map with the spray routes. I have this big map too, I'm gonna put it in our office downstairs. But, anybody who wants to come into the district can pay, it's a very small fee, to be included in the district. But we do have, you know, quite an area that's covered here. He tries to get this area here. There's some ponds down here, and down here where it used to be irrigated, there used to be a bigger mosquito problem. Now that it's, it used to be flood irrigated. Now that it's hose irrigated or line irrigated, there's not nearly the ponds to grow the larva that there was. And what they've seen is the larva that's up here in FWP, the mosquitoes by and large stay there. They don't really come to town. These ones do. So, you know, I thought that was interesting, but it's important to have a map of who's in the district, who gets the services, and anyone who's outside can certainly buy in to the district.
What is this yellow line inside here?
That's the border. That's the mosquito district borders, and then the red lines are his flying routes that he does. And then the one that Elsie's looking at, the red dots, those are where he does the surveying for larvae. So we're early enough without stress if we go with John, because he's a full operation. He would be available to talk to us after the legislature, or perhaps in an evening.
Legislature be done in 10 days.
Where's,
Very good.
where's he from?
Helma.
What's the date? 13?
13th, yeah,
10 days, give or take.
all right, cool. Well, that would serve us well. I was getting nervous that, you know, we were getting into the late year and didn't know what was going on.
Well, then it is.
Yeah. So did you guys have scheduled meetings, Elsie?
No, they just called us whenever. I think we only had, what, a couple of meetings last year or something like that.
Okay.
They more or less dumped everything into Virginia's lap
Yeah.
and left her do it.
And she was also the president of the State Mosquito Association, which I think she was extremely knowledgeable,
Yeah,
but she just was getting such a full plate.
she had too much to do, just way too much.
Yeah. So I do think this is an opportunity for us.
To see what he can do.
Exactly, yeah. I know you guys have been saving up for a second truck. he might be able to provide his own.
I think he does have it.
Yeah, so we could use our truck as a second, so it might be an
And
opportunity.
he just hired his own drivers and everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
That's what I said before. I thought it should be contracted out probably, or thought, looked into anyway.
It sounds like a good deal to me.
It does to me.
yeah. Yeah, so,
I'll make a motion
well,
if you're ready for that.
I think he should come to us with his proposal.
Okay.
And
Right.
again, I said.
And then how much we have to pay him, and,
Right, right. what
because
we're
I think you have to
paying
pay
for,
so much down to get him started.
which makes sense, and we do have it in the budget. It's a good, strong budget, which is nice.
We'll figure out a time when he can make it and get him on the agenda to come here and we'll, he'll have all the
The sooner the
information.
better.
Yeah, yeah, he was excellent to work with. He's got a team, they've got everything, and they can put it on flash drives for us, the whole map, show us what they've been working on. It's really, I'm kind of excited for the opportunity to really make a dent in
Yeah, because
mosquitoes.
there isn't too many people that have got a license to do that.
No, no. And you can see by the little list here, these are all the counties he works with. That's a good number of counties in the state with mosquito issues. It's a good-looking operation.
No, he's been in business for a long time. This isn't fly-by-night deal.
No,
I'm amazed at Cascade.
Yeah, they really get with it
They
there.
really do. More than anybody.
Mhm. Galvin's pretty good. Beaver Head is too, big one.
so if it's good with you guys, I'll, see what works for John, get it on an agenda and let you, board members know, and we'll work around John's schedule. Is that agreeable? Okay.
Who else is on the mosquito board, or isn't there anybody? Or
Chuck
is-
Allen is, and he came last week. And then Carrie Hagelberg is potentially interested. So we need to get some more members. Until those positions are filled, the three of us will serve with you on the mosquito board. So when we do get John here, we should probably,
Yeah, Chuck is pretty knowledgeable about this. I'm not that knowledgeable about this.
do you see him by chance? No, okay. What we'll do is we'll send him a set of these so that he has the information and then just a quick overview of what we talked about so he knows.
I think Chuck was having surgery this week.
Oh,
Cataracts.
Yeah, remember it, he told us that he was gonna be,
Mhm.
it was this week, or two, wasn't it?
Now, see, I haven't kept up.
yeah, you're also another one with a full plate.
Well, not really, I just, that senior center's about ready to blow my mind.
Really?
What's going on?
Oh, I don't know, just little things.
Is there something we can help with?
Not right off. We're just waiting on that flooring deal, but that goes into the next. But my main thing is, you know, we get this grant every year, or we have been, but he passed away, so I don't know if we're still gonna get it. But I cannot go to the gal downstairs and she cannot tell me how much we got in that grant fund. Cause I know we have not spent hardly any of last year's. But she doesn't have it all sectioned out like Natalie had it. I could go in there and she could just bring it right up and it says grant fund and it had the total in there. And now, can't find out nothing.
Did you check again today?
Well, I checked it a lot, but when I asked her here a couple weeks ago if it came in yet, she says, I don't know.
But you're not looking necessarily for if it came in, because that's an unknown at this point. You're looking for what has been
But
unused in the past,
Oh, yeah.
what balances,
Uh-huh.
right?
But see, of according to her, they put all that in one thing, all that in our operating budget, and that shouldn't go in there.
No, no, it never should have.
So I don't know.
Well, I'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll work on that this
Yeah,
afternoon.
see, she had it all in specified things where everything was in it.
Yeah,
It was so easy to just go in and ask her, and she'd just give you a piece of paper on it. And now with their new system, I don't know how they even know what they're doing. Shut my mouth.
yeah, there's certainly a learning curve with the changes.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a better system, but the learning curve is stiff. It's a big curve, but they should still have the grants.
So now, every year, do you have to go in and tell them to roll your money over, or is it automatic rolled over?
It's gonna be automatic. Yeah,
Okay.
so you don't need to worry about that.
And we need a cook over there. Anybody want a job?
Who's another assistant?
Huh?
Who's leaving?
Brenda.
Really?
She quit, and then she came back, and now she's leaving again, from what I hear. And I don't wanna work.
No,
Kelly don't wanna work very much.
has it been advertised yet? No
But
applicants?
Nobody wants.
Oh, shoot.
So if you hear anybody, if you need something to do. Cause we've got a lot of deliveries now. We're up to 20 deliveries a day.
Really?
I guess I got off the subject, didn't I?
That's all right, this is good information. Wow.
Mosquitoes and.
Well, all pertains to you, so that's fine.
Yeah. So give me a call when,
Absolutely, I will. Yep,
if I don't answer my phone, leave me a message, I'll eventually get it.
yeah, and show up.
What's
Thank
your-
you.
Well, I almost didn't show up, but I thought I better.
I'm
What have you
glad
got
you
for a
did.
phone? Do you-
Cell phone,
Okay.
980-1612.
16.
Does Carol still not cook there?
Yeah, Carol's cooking.
Oh, okay.
But they, well, Peggy Linneman is the substitute, so whenever one of them wants off, but she don't wanna work all the time either.
I think that's gonna be the hard thing about an improving economy is people are be choosing jobs they want rather than just having a job to pay the bills.
So I don't know.
You know, what is it, Jock, remember him, that,
Oh, yeah.
he didn't bother him, he stayed right there for years, didn't he?
He did, yep.
Elsie, I know your first name, but I don't remember.
Stroh, S-T-R-O-8. Don't mention me. Okay, so,
Go ahead.
no,
Oh,
That's all my report.
okay. I guess we'll wait till
My
it's
marching
that
orders
one,
with
when we
John.
get with this,
Good job.
John
Yeah,
Sample.
yeah.
Well, I feel better that we're getting closer.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was getting a little nervous.
yeah, because to get somebody to go out and do that larva setting, I wouldn't have a clue what you did.
And you have to be licensed too.
Oh,
I didn't
well, that
realize
leaves me out.
Yeah,
I suppose you gotta be fingerprinted and everything too.
no doubt about
Like
it.
you do over there. I can't believe this stuff you have to go through over there anymore.
Oh, yeah,
At the senior center. Really?
yeah.
Yeah, they do a background check on you, and fingerprint you, and I guess they fingerprint you, I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. That's government for you.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Hmm.
You get all kinds of ways.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Elsie. Unless anybody
You're
has anything
welcome.
else
I
for
didn't know
you?
much, but,
Well,
Glad you came.
and I'm not gonna know much anyway. I'm not gonna really get into it either.
We're
I'll
glad
hold
you're
it.
here.
I'll hold the chair down, but
you and Chuck.
Yeah,
discuss it and hold it down, hold the chair.
and hold the chairs down. Well, he's been in it for quite a while. so
Right, right.
He knows quite a bit.
The straw that just passed, a young man,
I don't have a clue. I don't think so, but
okay,
I think, didn't it say that he was from Harlowtown? And his dad, Dick Stroh, lived in Harlowtown,
I can't
or
remember that.
used to or something? And I think he's the one that was in here on construction quite a few years back when they were working on the river bridge. That Stroh from Harlowtown. I talked to him quite a bit, but we never did settle anything, figure anything out. But they say people with the same last name are all related, so I don't know. Could be. Blue-eyed people are all related, and brown-eyed people are all related. Haven't you heard that?
I
No,
hadn't even heard that part. Huh.
I think you're getting a little ways out there also.
Okay. I'm out of here then, huh?
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. If I'm looking at Donald Sullivan, I've got a mighty big family.
Yes, you do.
Budget review, 11:15, we're pass. Guess we kinda got a review from Brian there to a certain extent, so.
Did you come into the horse hearing Friday?
No. Friday, I was here Friday. I didn't very well.
So are we gonna do a budget review? Did I miss something?
Well, I don't know, you're the one that said we're gonna have a budget review, so that's why I put it on the agenda.
Sure. So did you get any budget sheets?
No. I didn't.
Aren't you the chairman?
You're the one that called for the budget review, I had no idea what you wanted or anything.
You know, it's, I'm a little flabbergasted today. You're the chairman, and one thing we should be doing as commissioners is reviewing the budget periodically. We've always done, at least quarterly, if not more, budget reviews. We agreed last September to have a monthly review of the sheriff's budget with her, and that fell off because of the lawsuit. We're nearing the end of the year, we haven't had any. We've got a mess growing in that department. We're coming on the end of the year and she has 3% reserves, as you guys well know, to make it from July to November. It may be that I suggest a budget review, and yes, I did, because I think we need to be doing our jobs as commissioners, but Franklin, you're the chairman. Did you even think to get your own copies and review them next week to be ready for the discussion today? And if you did you bring your sheets? I'm flabbergasted that you haven't done anything to prepare for this extremely important discussion.
It's kind of felt like it has the last 2 years, and hasn't it? That's the way it's been. If we need some, to bring the department heads in, I'll arrange for that, and I think probably should.
What about us reviewing the budget? It's the county budget we're responsible for. The full county budget, and then we whittle down and discover who we need to talk to.
I think maybe we need to put it back on the agenda again next week. And Franklin will get the reports for us in the meantime.
I can do that.
I agree. I just don't think this is something we can treat as so cavalier. It's a $13 million budget we're responsible for. So I guess we'll just put table in the minutes again.
You could have it at, I'll say at 11 o'clock then. If there's nothing else on the budget review, we'll do some more of this mail. Elaine will have to help me on this here. On this trust, Brewer County Trust Account Fund. Second request. It just says assigned, have we had any? Of course, no for sure.
Well, it says there was a list sent to us earlier this year. Do you have that?
I don't recall it.
There's a phone number on here. I suggest you get on the phone and tell them that we need a copy of what they sent us.
Okay.
Right here. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay. I was just in the mail already.
Pardon me?
Yeah, this was just in the mail today.
Well, I think the way it's written, that there was something before that, but
Evident, because this is the second request he said, so I don't remember any first request coming in. Okay, here's, let's see. Health Service, WIC. Okay, it says commission. Please sign both copies of the remote RD contract, then put signed copies in our box. Thank you, Linda.
I move we sign the WIC contract for remote services,
I'll
health department.
I'll second the motion.
Move second, accept the WIC services with the health department.
Okay, sign it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Sign it again. We're signing the wrong place. We're down here, Broadwater County.
Oh, yeah, I did the same thing up here, I did the same.
Draw a line through it. Put it down below.
Okay.
Do the same here.
Montana Mining Association, they're having a spring meeting, I guess it's their yearly meeting in Fairmont. We already talked about that.
Was this announced? I didn't hear it. For the public?
Yeah,
I
I think
did.
it's-
Yeah.
What did you say? I didn't hear it.
I just, this is what Laura talked about earlier.
It actually should be officially announced for the public, even though we just have one member of the public here today. We're still on camera, we're still on recording. This is from the Broadwater Health Center, and it is honoring the National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week for the Sheriff's Office Dispatch. I think that mail needs to be conducted openly and transparently so that everybody knows what it is that we're reviewing and reading.
here's just from FEMA, see, we were under understanding that that was, we're getting that grant on that Dry Creek. Well, FEMA, the state approved it, but FEMA did not, and so we can, appeal it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I would say if we're gonna do it, we should, or either way, should check with, I don't know if we can check with Mike or Sean on this.
Or both.
Both, okay.
This isn't for the Big Deep Creek grant, it's a portion of the grant.
This is the Dry Creek. This is on that, those culverts on Dry Creek and the box culvert on Flynn Lane.
Yeah, and that is part of the whole Deep Creek project. So it's not the whole thing, it's this particular grant. So are you gonna follow up with Mike?
Yes, I'll check with Mike and with, well, I'll ask him first, and he'll probably, if it goes on to Sean, he'll probably. Okay.
I wonder why we had an inmate down in Yellowstone County.
I asked
Well,
about
yeah.
that. Wynn and I were talking about that before the meeting, right before you walked up.
Franklin, could I get a copy of that? Put it in my file.
Thanks, Ann.
And what did he say?
That person went to the VA court, which is located in Yellowstone County, and for some reason, the court ordered that he would go to Yellowstone, probably because he was there with, and they just, I don't know, forgot that we have our own detention center. They also tried to charge for 2 nights at $100 a night, a $300 bill. So that's what was crossed out and put in red at $200. So they're $100 a night, we're at 63. Of course, for our own people, we don't pay anything. But, yeah, it's just what the court ordered.
Wow.
Yeah, I asked that question as well.
Because I read it a couple times, I thought, I must be missing something here.
Yeah, I think we're all missing something here.
Here's a letter from the Public Service Commission. It's, well, my name is Gary Vanderpan, doing business in Bozeman Taxi. And just some of the procedures going through. This is another one from DEQ, it's public notice. The applicant is Gardner Park County Water and Sewer District. They're looking for discharge permit, state.
And do you want us to just keep collecting the envelopes for you, Franklin?
That can be done right.
Go from- Yep, Century Link. $42.
You can't come here until it's got a claim with it.
Okay, I'll turn that over to Tammy then. Here's a letter from the Building Operation Certification Program.